Today's video has been sponsored by Helix Sleep. First of all, let me just quickly apologize for my voice, or lack thereof. I spent the other night watching the train wreck on grass, aka the New York Jets, and this was the result. It was a bigger waste of money than the poor woman who ordered the rainbow cake from that ratty TikTok baker. But for today's video, I was a little bit stumped. We're kinda in between different times of the year, and I figured I haven't done an Instagram poll or anything like that in forever, so I literally just slapped a suggestion box up there. So everything I eat in this video all day today will be directly from your requests. And there's a lot of good stuff here, so thank you to everybody who sent over a suggestion, and let's get right into this one. For every great option I'm considering for this video, there's an equally intriguing non-food suggestion that I'd love to get to someday. Your man's patience would make a very entertaining one, but before I can get testing anything today, I gotta give a shout out to my friends over at Helix Sleep. Helix makes premium mattresses and bedding that are customized to fit your needs and are shipped directly to your door. Helix knows that everybody's got a different body type and different sleep preferences, so they developed their very own sleep quiz to match you up perfectly with something from their incredible lineup of products. It has been years now since I myself took their sleep quiz, and because I'm a back sleeper and I like a medium to firm mattress, they matched me up with this piece of perfection. And over 2+ years now, we are still going strong. I still wake up every morning feeling more rejuvenated than ever. And of course, if you sleep with a partner, you can take the quiz together and find something that's the perfect compromise for the both of you. And still, my favorite part about Helix is that anywhere in the US, you can get your mattress delivered right to your door for free. They come rolled up in a box and could not be easier to set up for yourself, and Helix mattresses don't contain any fiberglass, which could potentially be harmful to your health. They also offer a 100-night sleep trial, so if it makes you nervous to buy something you've never tried before, you've got over 3 months to make sure you love your mattress. And they offer a 10-year warranty, financing options, and a flexible payment plan, so a great night's sleep is never that far away. And right now they have great Cyber Week deals available, so it has never been a better time to click the link in the top line of the description, head on over to helixsleep.com/David Seymour, and you can get 25% off of your mattress for a limited time. So let's see what we got here and try to pick something to be our first entry this week. First of all, how did this person send me a photo? I didn't even know that was possible. I thought you could only type in these things, but Kelsey suggested the crispy baked Boursin, which I have just now discovered was a whole trend I somehow missed. And just like what we're all gonna say the day that some of these TikTokers inevitably apologize for some of the shit they've been putting out and subjecting us to, I guess it's better late than never. I grabbed all-purpose flour and hot honey, panko breadcrumbs, and a crusty bread loaf, your Boursin cheese of choice, and an egg, and some salt and pepper. There's a lot I want to say about this trend. The first thing being, I have no idea how this wasn't on my radar. There's a ton of these videos with millions of views, so it's kind of shocking how this has never come up before. And also, I love every single component going on here. This looks like it has unlimited potential. However, I do hate when recipes make you go through the whole process of breading something with the flour, eggs, and breadcrumbs, just to then bake it. Because you're not going to get any color on the breadcrumbs, especially when you just leave them dry, like this isn't even getting a drizzle of oil. But for something like this process is super gratuitous. The flour and eggs are usually only involved when you're dredging something because the breadcrumbs won't stick to the item that you're dredging. If you ever try to coat something like a chicken breast with just straight up breadcrumbs, you would know this already. But with a piece of fresh cheese like this, I can almost guarantee you that the breadcrumbs would stick right on there and you would end up with nearly identical outcomes. But regardless, for now I did exactly as Cheese Gal said. Baked it off for as long as I could, attempting to get some color until it was borderline falling apart. Served it alongside my crusty bread and some garnish and the honey. Let's just give it a taste. I would say the overall look came together in the end. The greenery and the drizzle of the honey definitely helps. Let's see how this kind of functions. This is delicious, let me just say first, but it works in spite of the breading situation, not because of it. It works because toasty bread with hot honey and Boursin cheese is always gonna be good. But to go through the dredging process, that being dirtying plates, pulling all those ingredients out, to end up with this, not worth it. Again, I would love to see what this looked like with just a little splash of oil and maybe a higher oven temperature. Or maybe coating this the same way and then freezing it and then deep frying it. That might be good too. It is good, it's very tasty, but it's also just barely missing that mark of being perfect. Alright, where to next? I'm seeing a lot of macaroni and cheese adjacent ideas. Some people just straight up saying mac and cheese. That would be riveting content. Also not sure on the macaroni sundae from Slasher. Shopson's mac and cheese pancakes. Apparently this is the episode of the missed memos because these have also been around forever. Threadbanger has made a video on these. And Shopson was apparently a famous New York restaurateur who was known for these things. I guess that's what we're getting into now. So I grabbed some buttermilk and flour, elbow pasta and salt, sriracha, maple syrup, baking powder and cheddar cheese, vanilla, an egg, brown sugar, and butter. I can't believe that this is another one that's supposedly been all over and I somehow missed it. Maybe I should listen to you guys more. Maybe that's the moral here. To be clear though, I'm sure I've seen at least that Threadbanger video. After all, I am the #1 Threadbanger fan. And because there were so many different variations of these, I thought I would try to fall in the middle of all of them. I started by making a very standard buttermilk pancake recipe, one very similar to the one we made a few weeks back. Combining your wet ingredient base with all that good buttermilk and folding that into your dry flour-based mix. And then boiling off some elbow pasta, shredding up some cheddar cheese, and one by one forming all these pancakes. My initial thought on these were that they were gonna be disgusting and they belonged in last week's TikToks to Kill You video. But with there being such a precedent for these, maybe there's some magic to the combination, I have no idea. But with the help of my good nonstick pan, these worked. The cheese wasn't sticking, they looked nice and crispy, evenly golden. I paired them with the sriracha maple syrup, and I guess it's time to taste them. It's not a bad smell, I just can't say I've ever smelled equal parts maple syrup and crispy cheese. They also look pretty unsuspecting too. Outside of the occasional noodle you could see poking out of the side, this just looks like some kind of fritter. I'm a little embarrassed to admit how much I like these. These are freaking phenomenal. I am speechless by the fact that this many strong, in-your-face flavor profiles works together. This is so sweet and spicy, but yet it works with that really tangy pancake base as well as the sharp cheddar crispy cheese. If that man in the video came up with this, he's a genius. I don't know what else to say. With that all being said, I would not advise eating too many of these unless you got a AED in the room. But as for how good the flavor profiles work, I ate the whole thing. Lastly today, I think I want a dessert. I know I'm not the biggest dessert guy, but I'm kind of in the mood for one. Tiramisu would be a good one, but we did do Claire's Icebox tiramisu cake not long ago. How about a Brazilian carrot cake? For the first time today, I've actually heard of that. I for sure remember seeing a couple other YouTubers making them. They always look so vibrant in color, the chocolate drizzle looks to die for. And this recipe from Cup of B looks really good and super authentic. So to make that, I grabbed all-purpose flour, vegetable oil, and sugar, some dark chocolate and heavy cream, baking powder, sweetened condensed milk, a couple of eggs, a stick of butter, and a couple of carrots. I'm honestly beginning to get a little worried about my voice. It's gotten progressively worse, or at least more painful, throughout recording this video. And the game was already 2 days ago now, so did I like pop a blood vessel or strain my esophagus? Actually, don't even tell me if you think you know, because I'm gonna read the comments and convince myself I have everything and then I'm dying. But maybe this lovely, healthy carrot cake will soothe the soul, bring me back fully. I started by peeling and chopping up some of our carrots. For this recipe, you apparently need 3 of them. And then you just pop those in a blender with all your other wet ingredients, lots of oil, eggs, and all that sugar to hopefully dissolve it into the mixture. And then you just fold that into your dry stuff. As far as baked goods go, you're not gonna find an easier recipe, especially for a from-scratch cake. I baked it off for about 45 minutes in a round springform pan, and I allowed that to cool while I whipped up the chocolate brigadeiro topping. Apologies if I butchered that pronunciation, but that is also a very simple combination of the sweetened condensed milk, a bar of chopped up chocolate, maybe a cheeky little splash of vanilla and salt if you got it. Mix that constantly until the chocolate is melted down and the mixture thickens up, about 10 minutes. Add a few splashes of your cream and then just pour that all over your cooled cake. This thing was looking awesome by the end. I love the contrast of colors, and a lot of recipes I was seeing was going back and forth debating whether this was a Portuguese or Brazilian invention, or whether the Brigadeiro topping belongs on there at all, but regardless of where this came from, let's see if I was able to make them proud. Some of you out there might accuse me of altering this, maybe slicing the bottom off so it sits flat, maybe adding some more chocolate drizzle down the front so it looks even more appetizing. You'd all be right. It looks damn good though. I love the colors. First of all, this Brigadeiro frosting is delicious. If more stuff like that was used in desserts, I would be way more of a dessert guy. But overall, I would say this is good. It's not exceptional. The inside, if you get a piece without the frosting, is quite dry. The flavor is good, but it's very crumbly. It relies heavily on that chocolate coating. It also didn't rise nearly as much as a lot of the recipes I was seeing, so if you know what I did wrong, let me know down in the comments. I think I added too much carrot, for one thing, but again, it's got great flavor. It's very fair. Maybe this will need a revisit one day. But I think we're gonna leave it there for now. If you like this one, please leave me a big thumbs up. It helps the channel a ton. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Let me know what I should make next in the comments over on Instagram. It's David_Seymour1. I'm sure I'll be doing another one of these soon, so go hit the DMs. Other than that, have a fantastic weekend, and I will see you right back here next time, hopefully with a healed voice. Peace.
With the M without the AD. Flipping burgers and my money super lazy. Try and make a meal tonight, they ain't paying me. Try and supersize my life with my 18. Yeah, our style wasn't wavy, but we had a vision.